The news, good evening. Citizens above 60 years have been vaccinated against COVID-19 this morning with Covishield. A small ceremony was held this morning at the Seychelles Hospital, Yellow Roof building, to launch the second phase of the immunization program. First to be vaccinated was the Bishop of the Roman Catholic Diocese, Alain Harel. He was followed by other important figures such as the Speaker of the National Assembly, Roger Moncienne, the Leader of Government Business in the National Assembly, Bernard Georges, and several ministers. The Indian government donated 50,000 doses of Covishield to Seychelles, and the Commissioner of Public Health, Dr. Jude GEDEON, says more than 17,000 people above the age of 60 are expected to be vaccinated, and other people who are unable to get the Sinopharm vaccine will also get Covishield.
Today we see the launching of the AstraZeneca Oxford vaccine, or the Covishield vaccine, which is a donation from India, from the government of India, the government of Seychelles. It is manufactured at the Serum Institute in India under license from AstraZeneca in Oxford. This vaccine is being rolled out for persons who are over 60 years old who cannot take the one that was available, the Sinopharm vaccine. And we hope that it can be rolled out as quickly as the Sinopharm vaccine, so that we can have the maximum number of our people protected.
Meanwhile, at the Anse Royal Vaccination Centre, there was a long queue of people waiting for their turn to be vaccinated. The centre was meant to vaccinate only people above 60 years from the Anse-Pen district only, but many people of different ages and from different districts turned up. This caused quite a bit of commotion, but with the help of the police, the situation was quickly put under control. The nurse in charge of the center, Chiquita Waro, said that the center would only be vaccinating people above 60 years and who are from specific districts between now and Friday. Other people will have to wait for when the announcement is made by the Ministry of Health. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has indicated that transport arrangements have been made with the SPTC to bring people to and from the various vaccination centers. And more than 75 elderly people, 60 and over, on PRASLIN received their first COVID vaccine today. This took place at the Besançon District Administration, and it is expected to continue until the majority of the elderly on PRASLIN are vaccinated. It was a staff from the health department on MARIE who managed the operation. The person in charge for the operations on PRASLIN, MARIE-HELENE NIOLE, says that they did not expect that many people to turn up today.
Okay, since this morning when we arrived at the center to set up, there was a crowd waiting, around 50 people waiting. So even though we're supposed to start at 1:30 in the afternoon, so we managed to set up the center as fast as we could. And then we started vaccinating at around 10. We started vaccinating those who were here. But until now, we've vaccinated around 75 people, and we still have around 60 waiting outside, which is quite a large number, and we expect to cover over 100 today. The center, we're supposed to close at around 6, but if at 6 there's still people waiting, we will attend to them.
47 new cases of COVID-19 were recorded since the last update, bringing the total number of cases recorded in Seychelles to 1,116. Of the new cases, 34 are Seychellois, 11 are GOP holders, and 2 are foreign seafarers. They are all on MARIE. The police is asking all general managers or managing directors to provide them with a letter with their business letterhead with precise information such as the name of the worker, their NIN number, address, plate number of the vehicle travelling in, time the worker will be traveling and from where and to. It should also include the specific day or days the worker will be on the road after curfew hours. They are to send the letter via email on jochq@police.gov.sc. This new measure is expected to make the process more effective, but in case of any emergency, they can call 428800 during weekdays or 4288181 during the weekends.
The police is asking all general managers or managing directors to provide them with a letter with their business letterhead with precise information such as the name of the worker, his or her NIN number, address, plate number of the vehicle travelling in, time the worker will be travelling, and from where and to. It should also include the specific day or days the worker will be on the road after curfew hours. They are to send the letter via email on jochq@police.gov.sc or ccc@police.gov.sc. This new measure is expected to make the process more effective. But in case of any emergency, they can call 4288000 during weekdays or 4288181 during the weekends.
The Social Protection Agency is intensifying its efforts to restructure some of its programs. The reform will be financed by a $30 million loan that the Ministry of Finance is asking from the World Bank as technical assistance. The reform will target the 5 largest cash transfer programs managed by the agency. That is a retirement pension, home care program, invalidity benefit, disability benefit, and social welfare assistance. The Principal Secretary for Economic Planning, ELISABETH AGATHINE, says that the reform will improve the efficiency and coordination of the programs.
The aim of the project is to bring an element of reform to the social protection system in order to ensure sustainability to the system and to enable the working age beneficiaries to be economically active in the labor market. And if all is in order, we anticipate that by the end of March, we would have received a positive response and then the budget support facility approved. The program itself is for 4 years, so disbursement, if approved, disbursement will be made in tranches starting from 2021. And just to note that we usually approach our development partners for budget support because this is offered at a very concessional rate. In the past, we've had various budget support facilities either with the World Bank or the African Development Bank, and it's one source of financing that as government we tap in for budgetary support.
The government, through the Ministry of Finance, Economic Planning and Trade, is issuing 3 treasury bonds to raise funding for additional spending in light of the continuous impact of the COVID-19 pandemic on the economy. The bonds can be purchased by adult individuals, singly or jointly, commercial banks, corporate bodies, clubs and other organizations as of this Thursday, 28th of January. The 3-year bond worth 300,000 million rupees will be earning a fixed interest rate of 7% per annum. The 5-year bond worth 700 million rupees and the 7-year bond worth 500 million rupees will be earning a fixed interest rate of 8 and 10% per annum, paid half yearly. It's a central bank which will issue and manage the bonds, which has a minimum value of 1,000 rupees. The Office of the Mayor of Victoria is calling on members of the public to suggest new names for 4 roads linked directly to the coup d'etat. These roads are Francis Rachel Street, 5th of June Avenue, Revolution Avenue and Liberation Avenue. A committee set up by the President and chaired by the Mayor of Victoria, David André, has started the mission of renaming the roads in line with national reconciliation efforts.
Basically, the point is that we would like to to start with, to change some of the names of the streets in Victoria, which are related to the coup d'etat, which we all know is a little bit controversial. So in the spirit of reconciliation and healing and, patriotism and getting people to be together, so we're going to start by changing some of the names directly related to the coup d'etat, like Liberation Avenue, 5th June Avenue, things like that. So, but at the same time, we are proposing as well that the committee is a standing committee, so that we are there to stay, because probably there will be other names of streets or places that would need changing, or new names for that matter. So instead of creating a new committee all the time, if that committee remains, that would be something which is good. But at the same time, we are also looking at the names of different streets and roads and places nationwide. And for that, we are discussing with the MNAs in the different districts, and to suggest the names that they feel should be changed, because they know their districts better. So then we can do that. And at the same time, I'd like to make an appeal to the population for their contribution and suggest.
And with this, we end this news summary. Next on SBC is to run a business for a day, a local program. Thank you for watching. Have a pleasant evening.